Hello again, this is Andrew Koken. Today I wanted to talk about tough love when it comes to having an alcoholic in your life. And by the vast majority, this really has to do with a parent-child relationship when the child has a drinking problem. And unfortunately, the child is, in reality, they're really no longer a child if they're 21, 22, 25, 26, and they're still relying on mom and dad for their help, for their life. It's a sad state. And I know a lot of kids today, not just today, but in general, have a very privileged attitude because they have mom and dad in their corner. I used to speak a couple years ago after my wife passed away. I used to speak at a rehab facility. I spoke at her rehab facility and another place that she used to go to, outpatient facility. And I really spoke to the families, the parents of the kids, because I saw a lot of enabling going on, especially at the rehab. There's a lot of, you could tell they're pretty well-off people, and their kids were quite frankly, they were just privileged assholes, and they acted like privileged assholes, and you could tell, you could smell it from a mile away. Some of them were heroin addicts. It wasn't just alcohol. And I got up in front of the crowd a couple times. I just said, you guys, the biggest problem I see in here is the parents. You are the reason, part of the reason. Yes, your kid has a problem. They drink alcohol or they're shooting up heroin, but you're allowing for this activity to occur because you let them stay in your house. You're giving them money. They have you to fall back on, so why do they need to move forward? And I always say, you need tough love. You need to give your kid the gift of space. You need to give them the ability to grow on their own, and you're going to help them. You're going to help not just them, you're going to help the next generation. And you have to let kids go. You have to cut them off, and there's a period. If they're in a rehab, it's a good start. But when they get out, they have to create their own life. And it's true with any relationship. You have to get in the way of someone who's messing up with alcoholism or with drug addiction, whatever the addiction is. Sometimes the family members have to get in the way with tough love, and that will involve changing the nature of your relationship. But I'm telling you, it's better to change the nature of your relationship and at least point somebody in the proper trajectory or a better trajectory in their life than it is to watch them continually suffer with the disease before it gets worse and worse and worse until you have to hold their hand and watch them die, like I did. I would highly suggest tough love, especially if you have kids in their early 20s or teens and they've become an addict. You got to get in the way of that, and then you got to cut it off. You're never going to cut it off entirely, but you have to realize that you're not going to be the person that they're going to fall back on. As a parent, they can no longer be the person to fall back on. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. It's the best way for people to grow, mature, and to take hold of their own life. It can go both ways, but you got to take that chance. Once again, this week, my program, There's an Alcoholic in the Family. It's a coaching program that's coming out this week. And again, Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism, set to come out for Christmas of 2023. You can go to the website, www.amandacautionarytale.com, and sign up for pre-orders. And our Facebook group is Amanda, A Cautionary Tale, and you can join that with us. I have updates all the time. Once again, thanks for listening.